This week's podcast is brought to you by Cutting Edge Lawn Services. Whether you're looking for a spring cleanup or lawn maintenance all summer, Cutting Edge Lawn Services is here for you. One call does it all: mowing, trimming, hedge trimming, and edging. Ben makes your lawn look great. Give him a call or text at 507-829-7235. Cutting Edge Lawn Services in Tracy and Marshall. Call today.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with another Headlight Hot Seat podcast. My name is Fair. I will be your host for the next 25 minutes or so. And we have the privilege and honor of having another two-timer join us this week, Mr. Tom Dobson. He's, I think, the third, I call him two-timers. It sounds bad, but it's not. It's a compliment, Tom. The third or fourth person to make a second round here on the podcast. And obviously the seat wasn't too hot for Tom since he's back now. Thanks for joining us, Tom.
You bet. Thanks for asking.
So the reason Tom is here is we have a lot of good things happening in Tracy coming up. It's a very crazy time of year here, and it's going to get even crazier for the city crew in June, but for good reason. So let's jump right into it, Tom. We're going to start with Burgers, Bands, and Brews. The 3 Bs, and it's always a big hit in Tracy, and it's kind of part of our unofficial kickoff to what we hope is a very good summer. Mother Nature will have plenty to say about that, but let's start there. And I'm curious, Tom, what has made this event so special and so good that we keep bringing it back? You know, some events kind of fade away a little bit. They run their course really quickly, but this one has stuck. How has it stuck so well?
That is a great question, and I think we kind of hit on something that was well attended and popular. We made a couple changes through the years, but that's a great question as to why people have enjoyed it. I think it's the right time of the year. School's usually out or just out. Still kind of nice out, that early June.
Not too sticky and gross.
Exactly. The mosquitoes aren't out too bad yet. And it just is kind of one of those situations. I think you're getting to the end of, certainly past winter, but it still is about the time when people are kind of getting out and about and seeing their neighbors. And I don't know. Last year we did, I think this will be our second year where we made it free. And I know that helped a lot last year with, individuals, especially with families. We were always trying to make it affordable and including a meal. And Jeff, I think last year, the year before, even introduced it, but we just didn't get around to it quick enough. And last year we did it, and I think that was good. We had the food trucks. Very, very grateful for the Lions coming out and doing the burgers, and they did theirs on basically a free will offering, which really made it, once again, affordable for families. The food trucks are a great opportunity, but, they have a business, and so that's some individuals will take advantage of that, but those burgers from the Lions, they'll be back again this year, and so they contributed from their proceeds to the Tracy Area Community Foundation. And so we appreciate them coming out and serving and then contributing, and it made for a lot less of our own time as far as the city. So we manned the liquor tent, and that was about all that we could kind of handle. And it was beautiful last year, so we're, like you said, hoping for great weather. Same bands. They've come back by popular demand. We will start out with bouncy houses at 3:00, like we did last year. And as you had mentioned when we were just chatting, this will be the first year that we also have the brand new playground equipment. So between the playground equipment and the bouncy houses, family come out by 3:00. That'll be ready to go. Food will be ready at 4:00, and that's the first entertainment, which is Eric James. He'll be on stage for an hour and 15, something like that. And then Kayla Daniels picks up at 5:30, and then at 7:00 till 9 is Time After Time. They changed their name a couple of years ago. Time After Time. Last year they added another vocalist and really hit a lot of the late 70s, early 80s.
That's
Joe
our
Jett.
ballpark right there, isn't it?
Oh man,
That's our wheelhouse, Tom.
that is our wheelhouse. And so I don't know if it would, if people want to see him come out from Time After Time,
There you
that'll
go.
be just fine. But no, we're excited about that. Getting things together. Tickets are out. It's free. But if you see those bright pink tickets, grab them.
That's the big thing. As great as Boxcar Days is, and it's wonderful, and it has been for just about 100 years now.
Yep.
It gets expensive for a family to go
Sure.
out and play games and do rides and eat. And there is no admission fee for Burgers, Bands, and Brews.
Right.
If you want some drinks, you got to pay for them,
Sure.
obviously, and stuff like that. But just how nice it is to be able to walk to the park, drive to the park, and you don't have to dig in your pockets right away.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be in the park to enjoy the music.
No.
We want you there, obviously, to support the Lions and the city and whatnot. But I think anytime something is free, that really lights the light for
Right.
people, and they can just come in and enjoy. And if they have $20, they can get a meal, they can get a drink, and they can stay there for hours.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, literally, and the only way that we can do it that way and to make it free is the sponsors that have year after year after year have stepped up, and I'm not going to go into all of their names because I know I'll forget one.
Yeah.
But there will be signs up at the event. I'll make note of them, and then we will definitely have a thank you in the paper to all of our sponsors. But
who you
we've been
are
very, very fortunate that they have stepped up through the years, and that's the reason why it is free. That covers the bands and a lot of the other, cost to it. So as far as cost to the city is very, very little. And we're glad. I mean, we're just very grateful. We've got great people that through the years have really loved that, and a lot of them come out to it too. I mean, some of them are companies that are not in Tracy, but we see them, and I always tell them the first cold drinks on me.
And that goes for all our listeners too. Show up at 5:00, and Tom will be there with the with the
dear!
brew.
All right, there you go.
It is cool though. I just thought of this: how this and Boxcar Days kind of bookend each other.
Yeah.
We start the summer with Burgers, Bands, and Brews. We end the summer, relatively speaking, with Boxcar Days.
Yeah.
And in between, there's a whole bunch of great stuff going on. Obviously, the playground in the park. We know that's going to be well used again. But for Burgers, Bands, when does the planning start? Do you, I know the chamber works almost year round, and Boxcar Days is much bigger than Burgers, Bands,
yeah.
Brews. But
By
still,
far.
everything takes planning, right?
Yeah. Well, the biggest things to set up in advance are the bands. Especially bands with multiple artists in them. So Time After Time or other bands we've had before. A lot of times we're setting that up a year in advance, or at least sometime in early fall, getting them booked. And once we've got that, it's kind of like a lot of things. Once you've done it 2 or 3 times, if everybody kind of pulls what they've done before,
It gets easier.
and it just gets it easier and easier. But we have we have weekly meetings. So between Jeff and Tam and Diane and myself, and then as we get a little farther into it, bringing Shane and his crew, and we get together initially maybe once a month just to say, okay, what's next? What do we got to do? Let's get the tickets ordered. Let's get the advertising ordered. We're going to do radio this year. What kind of Tam's good about deciding what we're going to have, if we're going to have any taste testing. And Brow Brothers will be there this year, which is kind of cool because we've got Scrapper Ale, which is Brow Brothers production. And so we'll have that available if people haven't tried that before.
Have you gotten feedback from people as far as you should do this or I wouldn't do this? Does the public chime in at all, or is it kind of you
You
guys
know, we
are
haven't
really-
had a whole lot of that. I think that was another reason why we tried to make it free. Is I think we were getting a little bit of a reflection, and I don't think it was anybody that necessarily said, "Hey, it's too expensive for me," but we were kind of seeing that the crowd was. It's not the same makeup as it is now. I mean, last summer at Burgers Bands, oh my gracious, that place was just rocking with kids
Mhm.
and families, and a lot of people that I had never seen before, and new residents. And
Yeah.
so that's probably our biggest reason to do it. Is, I mean, it's fun for all of us too, but if we can get people out and meeting their neighbors and getting an idea of who's come to join us here in town, and seeing if we can get people plugged in. And I think there's some people that are involved with committees that came out of that, really, that got in, kind of involved and saw that what was going on in town, and really had a great evening and said, well, yeah, if you need help next year,
Yep.
we'll put anybody to work.
And it's also a reminder of the beauty of Central Park. And Tracy's a small town, and you've noted a lot of times when you speak, you said it at the museum this past weekend, what Tracy has to offer, whether it's the museum or the parks or whatever. It's such a jewel to have a park like this with that open space. You never feel cramped in Central Park,
No.
and I think that's great. And we use it for National Night Out. We use it for Boxcar Days, Kids Day
Yeah.
on the weekend. It's pretty special to have a park like that, isn't it? And that's why we've invested so much in it with
Yeah.
the park board and the fundraising they've done for the sidewalks and the benches and
Yeah.
the beautification of it. It's a pretty great park, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I wasn't completely prepared for the welcome to Tracy at the museum, and so I kind of aired, because I talked about how many things we have to offer here in Tracy for a community at 2100. The things that we've got are, I tell you, if you only have to visit with economic development directors or visit other communities and say, how did we do this? And what I really missed up of saying at the museum was that the reason we have so much is because of numbers of individuals through the years that have really done big things.
Right.
The legacies that families and individuals have put blood, sweat, and tears into the city of Tracy to have that kind of a park. The railroad donating that land in the very beginning, and then starting through the years of individuals that have been committed to doing things at that park. And the museum's the same way. You can almost look at anything downtown Tracy. The number of individuals through the years that just saw an opportunity and built buildings and did big things. Well, we're reaping the benefits of that. We've done some tremendous things in the last few years, but nothing like our grandfathers and fathers.
Exactly. And I remember the former state administrator, Chris Ambiel, always said the best tree to plant is the one you planted 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And even as something as simple as trees, and I know people out there like Seth really appreciate trees, but it's true. Without the people doing what they did in the 50s, 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
80s, whatever, we wouldn't have, we'd be doing that now for 30 years from now, but we're reaping the benefits of that now, aren't we?
Exactly. Yeah. Tracy is what it is today because of individuals who took tremendous chances and invested a lot of their time and resources and energy and just to make this the town that it is. And I know individuals say, well, we're just not as big as what we used to be. Yeah, but
Who is?
Exactly?
Yeah.
We're and the things, like I said, that we have, I mean, a school and a hospital, you just start down the list, and yeah, we've got so much to offer.
A wonderful newspaper. I think you forgot
That
to say
is exactly it. State of the art.
State of the art, top notch stuff. Before Burgers, Bands, and Brews, the pool. Let's not forget, speaking of great amenities that Tracy has, we have a hell of an aquatic center.
Yes.
And that opens on June 2nd?
Yes. So this year was a
Weather
little
permitting.
bit different in that normally we have Memorial Day on Monday, and on Tuesday right away we start in on lifeguard training, which is usually 2 days of that, and then there's an additional day of swimming lesson training, and so it's anywhere from 3 to 4 days. And so if we can start in on Tuesday after Memorial Day, we're open on Friday or Saturday that weekend. Well, this year with Memorial Day hitting on the 25th and kids going back to school on Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think a half day Thursday, we there's no way to get all of our staff for the most part
Right.
are either teachers, paras, or students. So we can't start training until Friday, I think, which is the 30th. And luckily, we were able to find Red Cross trainers that were willing to be here over the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, and the last thing on Monday. So we'll be opening on Tuesday, June 2nd, subject to weather. Great sign up a couple weeks ago for swimming lessons. We're doing something a little different once again. We're doing both a morning for 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks is an evening, and then a morning for 2 weeks and an evening. So we have a little more opportunity, and I think that was very popular with individuals, especially some parents where they were having to make, grandparents or friends or neighbors get their kids there on, at 8 o'clock or 9 or 10 or whatever it starts. So, but we're anxious. Pool's looking good. Appreciate the city crew who. Oh man, this is the first year that I've seen as many leaves, and as dirty as that thing was, those poor guys spent hours and hours and hours out there. So it takes just so many individuals, and you don't realize that everybody that's involved with getting anything going.
Yeah, and in a small town, that means the city crews like this are smaller as well. We don't have a legion of 40 guys.
We don't have a parks department.
Yeah, we have city guys who work their tails off, whether it's a park and mowing, mosquito spraying, getting the pool ready.
I can't remember how
Everything.
many acres, but I want to say we have well over like 30 acres that they mow between. I mean, there's two guys that almost stay continuous in the spring at the cemetery. They no sooner get it all mowed and
Yeah.
weed whacked, and another week has come and gone. All these parks that we have, and then the airport. That's a full-time job out there, just mowing all of that too. So yeah, those guys are, they get to this time of year, and we hire some additional staff during the summer just to keep up with that. And
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It takes, more hands, less work. Yeah, it takes a village. Yeah, but it really does.
yeah,
I mean, we're a small town. We're always going to be small town
yeah.
compared to Marshall and whatnot. But
Yeah, and then you get a lot of our parks. There's a lot of volunteers that just saw across the road over here in that little park. One of the husbands trimming the hedge over there. I had to holler and ask if he does work on the side or anything. And but yeah, that parks committee that's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Between the community center workforce group and that parks committee and our library committee, and go down the list, just very active people that not only show up for meetings but are over there on Tuesday afternoons weeding or watering.
and these are the people who, we just touched on it. They do it not just for the present, but for the future.
Yeah,
Whether it's planting a tree or keeping flower beds going or whatever it is, it's all for a single common purpose: beautification, longevity, and making sure Tracy looks as good as it can.
yeah, they're making this their home.
Yep.
This is their home, and they are going to treat it like their home. And that's what I love about being back to Tracy, is just seeing that.
Also, in the summer, we have movies at the park, and we know what movie we're showing this year, Tom?
We
And
are
when is
showing
that?
the first one is June 26th, I believe. It's a Friday, and I'm going off of my memory here, so excuse me if I hit it wrong. But
Bear
I'm pretty
with
sure
Tom.
it's
His memory fades
yes,
in and out.
in and
sometimes.
out, and it's going to be The Wild Robot. It's a cartoon put out by DreamWorks, done remarkably well. And I have seen this. I think I watched it with my grandkids, and it's really cute, and certainly for all ages. And it is rated, I think, PG, but it says in there because it's suspenseful. So evidently now we have to say Lassie would have been
Yeah.
PG. That was suspenseful enough for me.
Different time.
And so we'll have popcorn. The one thing we will do, because honestly, I have not been a part of a movies in the park yet. We have been rained out, I think, 3 or 4 times for 2 years. We're going to move it to the VMC if it even looks like rain. So we're going to be pulling this thing off regardless. And so bring out lawn chairs. We'll have popcorn there. You can come out a little earlier than dusk because it's right around the corner from the new playground equipment, and should be a fun evening.
Siskel, Ebert, and Dobson.
There you go. And then we will be planning, and I don't have the date with me, but we'll get that posted. The next movie in the park we're going to actually do out at the pool and combine it together. And so that'll be kind of fun. And
Are we thinking about the old football field out there, or
no, actually in the pool area. I think we're going to
they're
put up
baseball fields now? But
yes, no,
it
I
will
think
be
we'll do it inside. I think we'll have free swim night for that, and set it up maybe over there where the umbrellas and stuff are.
Okay.
We have plenty of chairs, and oh man, I'm trying to remember what. I know it's not Jaws. We won't show Jaws.
That would be cruelly ironic. The pool would be empty.
Or Titanic. We'll stay away from both of those.
That's pretty macabre. But I appreciate the.
Yeah, I knew you would like that.
Just getting off track a little bit here with what we've been talking about. Let's get an update on the community center. I know that there has been a lot going on with the community center, and it's not been positive news. And we're not going to get into that right now because there's a time and a place for everything. And frankly, I don't want to. Tom doesn't want to. We don't need to listen to the rantings of the two of us, at least not on a podcast. We can talk about it behind closed doors and joke about it and roll our eyes, but let's stay positive with the community center because it is a positive thing.
Oh,
and we are on track to open in June.
Yes, we may be. I think we wanted to get to that first weekend in June, almost the same kind of thing with everything else. It looks like we're probably going to be delayed a couple weeks. Just a few things that have come up. Most recently, we did dig up sewer and water, and like almost every corner in downtown Tracy, there evidently was a gas station on that corner at one point in time, so there were some soils that had to be removed, and MPCA was on site, and we're all, I believe, cleared to go. But anytime you have that, it just takes another day or takes a day. But I'm telling you what, it looks gorgeous inside. This was on the outside, looks wonderful. It's even nicer inside. I think people are going to be very, very proud to use this, and we want it to be used. We already know, and I think most of the community maybe knows, that the Legion is going to be moving a lot of their things over into a storeroom at the community center, and things that they use, like at the museum yesterday, their color guard for their flags and their uniforms and that kind of stuff, along with a lot of their keepsakes. And we are going to try to find at least 1 or 2 walls in there to display a lot of their memorabilia and everything that the Legion and our veterans have meant for this community, and make that a part of that community center as well. So I think we're seeing more and more things that we can do with the community center. We are talking about maybe beginning some congregate dining again, probably starting slow with, maybe 1 day a week. And we would know in advance and have it catered, but just an opportunity for anyone. I mean, it's not going to be age related. Sorry about that. I didn't turn off.
Tom didn't turn his cell phone on.
Oh man, yeah. It's just my
Tom
wife.
is the first one whose cell phone is
It's
still
just
on.
my wife, and I was not even
don't say
reminded.
that.
I was not even reminded.
How can you say it's just my wife? If Nancy hears that, she's going to have an issue. But the community center, it's going to be a good things come to those who wait scenario, I think.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be more appreciation for it because of all the garbage that we've gone through, since 2020,
Yep.
since we started talking about this, and the meetings, the myriad meetings, and the discussions, and the debate, and
Yeah.
the ideas, some good, well, most good, but there's been so much back and forth, and I think there was a time in everyone's heart where we thought, gosh, is this going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
And I and,
it's
and I
been
can, and I'll be very forthright, and I think most people know when I was on the council, I was not completely convinced that it was something that we needed to do. I felt that we had additional space that we could use. But now that I see it, and now I saw how it comes together, and hey, I'm 100% on board. I'm not afraid to say I was wrong at the time. This really worked out well.
and there are people on the edge of their seats. I mean, I could name them right now. I could name a dozen off the top of my head who are just chomping at the bit to get in there.
Yeah.
And it's I always hated the notion that we need a place for people to play cards. Every time I heard that, it bugged the what out of me, because it's so much more
Yes.
than that. When you talk about a community, it's not a senior center.
Right. Right.
That's
But it is an important part of it. And if that was the only purpose for it, it still was a valid purpose. But it won't be the
Right.
only purpose for it. And I think expanding some of the offerings to all ages, the one that we've talked about a lot, and I'm anxious to just see how it works, is going to be just that telehealth. That's a huge thing in our society right now, is being able, and that's not age related. I mean, anybody,
I've used it.
if they want to see their specialist, a lot of times that's what they want. It's easier for them to take 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and sit down one-on-one with you at the other end, rather than have you drive all the way to Sioux Falls or Mayo for an initial. At some point in time, they probably want to actually
Get their hands on you.
have you close by to operate. Probably, it might
But
be
it's the
handy.
world we live in now.
Yeah.
It makes things handier. I'm not a huge fan of telehealth because there is not that physical contact when you need it.
Yeah.
But if the doctor thinks it's necessary, okay, then go in. This is kind of like a feeling out period, so to speak,
Right.
where he can ask you questions or you can ask him or her questions, and then he says, you should come on in. And it's great to have that in a quote unquote small town like Tracy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Let's dive into some trivia. I know you're thrilled and excited.
Oh yes,
Talk
definitely.
about edge of the seat.
Am I?
We've embarrassed a few people in here with our trivia. This will be the fifth time we've done it.
If it's memory related, I am
Well,
out of my league. But let's
it
see.
kind of is.
Of course, I remember stuff. I'm getting older. I remember stuff 60 years ago or 50 years
More
ago
than last week.
than yesterday. Yeah,
I know,
definitely.
I get it. I have 5 questions. I have 3 categories, 5 questions. The best outcome, the leader on the board is 3 correct answers out of 5.
Oh my!
So
Yeah.
you get 5 points per correct answer. The categories this week are movies,
Okay.
music, and sports. My favorite. So, what's your poison, Tom?
So we're gonna start with one, or all 5 of them will be a part
Nope.
of
You
one.
pick one category, and then we have 5 questions per category.
Ooh, wow! All right, let's
Sports,
try.
music, and movies.
Let's do movies.
Let's do movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom is going to roll the dice with movies.
Yeah, we'll see.
Question number 1. Ben Affleck plays what superhero in the movie Justice League? Ben Affleck. You
And one
gotta know
time
who that is.
he did Batman, didn't he?
He did, and that's the correct answer.
I didn't realize it was actually in Justice League. I remember it
Yep.
was
Justice
kind of an
League.
odd casting.
I think he was in the Flash movie as well.
Ah.
I'm kind of a comic book nerd in a way, but
There you go.
this one I came up on my own. I usually get these off the internet, but name 4 call names of Top Gun pilots.
Oh wow, 4 of them, huh?
Yep. Well, we can go 3. Why don't you name 3? Because this is a tricky one. I just arbitrarily said 4.
Goose.
That's 1.
Wow. I don't remember what Cruises was.
I think I gave myself this question. I came up with 10.
What?
Yeah, well, Top Gun's one of those movies for me. It's kind of like, okay, I got to watch the rest of it.
Did you have surround sound or something? Because that's what everybody would
No,
play
it's
when
on
they
their-
got surround sound. They got,
it's
here,
on
listen
their-
to this.
It's on their helmets, Tom. And half the movie's in a cockpit. So
Oh
we got
man,
Goose Down.
I'm gonna give up on that one. I
You're
feel
gonna kick yourself.
I know I probably will.
Mr. Cruz is Maverick,
Oh sure.
and Mr. Let's see, what's his? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's Kaczynski in the movie. He's the antagonist to Tom Cruise's character.
Okay. Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know that I paid attention to their names.
Iceman.
Oh yes. When you say it, then it all makes sense. But
I know. There's
I
Hollywood. There's Viper.
oh yes.
There's.
Let's start over.
Too late. All right. Number 3. You got 1 out of 2 so far. What is the name of the skyscraper in the movie Die Hard? And Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, by the way. In L.A.
Yeah. Wow. I don't.
This is another one you're going to probably... You've seen the movie
Yeah, a couple times.
a couple times. Nakatomi Plaza.
No. Did not come to me, Plaza.
No. Well, I'm catching off guard on this.
I don't mind.
We'll go a little easier.
I've probably been worse on sports than the other ones, so
Well,
this is probably.
I think you'll get this one. What TV show was Jack Nicholson referencing when he ad-libbed, "Here's Johnny in The Shining"? You know the scene, right?
You got me off guard with The Shining.
He's busting through the bathroom with an axe.
Yeah.
In The Shining,
Uh-huh.
and he makes a hole in the door. He peeks his head through. It's pretty iconic.
I don't think I actually saw that one.
You didn't see The Shining?
I don't think I did. No.
Okay, this is Tom's farewell appearance on the show on the hot seat.
Not my genre. I don't like suspense.
You don't like horror movies?
No, I don't watch any of them.
Here's Johnny refers to the Johnny Carson show.
Well, here's Johnny. Yeah, okay,
Yep.
yeah, I would have known that came
Well,
from that.
I did a
I think it was the
Jack
question.
Nicholson impersonation.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right, finally, what basketball legend appeared in the cockpit of the movie Airplane?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You got it.
All right.
Well, you got 2 out of 5.
Two out of 5.
That puts you right in the middle of the road
I'm all right
as
with
far
that.
as our guess.
I didn't want to upstage anybody, so.
No, I think you'll be kicking yourself now on that Maverick and Iceman thing that you blew.
Now I got to go home and watch that again.
Yes, you do. You're off the hot seat, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.
See you, everybody.
This week's podcast was brought to you by Cutting Edge Lawn Services. Whether you are looking for a spring cleanup or lawn maintenance all summer, Cutting Edge Lawn Services is here for you. One call does it all. Mowing, trimming, hedge trimming, and edging. Ben makes your lawn look great. Give him a call or text at 507-829-7235. Cutting Edge Lawn Services in Tracy and Marshall. Call today.